As we approach 75 years of the finest Air Force in the world, our airmen are called to continue to innovate, accelerate, and thrive. Something we've done in AFSOC since before we were a command, even before the Air Force was its own service. AFSOC's roots lie with our people. They are our competitive advantage. Legendary names like Allison, Cochran, and Chapman are well recognized. But this evening, we recognize some whose actions and stories may have faded with time. During World War II, our Air Commando brethren used their ingenuity and adaptability to move people and save lives. Second Lieutenant Carter Harmon, 1st Air Commando Group, saved a downed L-1 pilot using a YR-4. This was the first recorded combat rescue mission by helicopter. Another 1st Air Commando Group warrior, Colonel Richard E. Cole, and the Doolittle Raiders unconventionally flew Army B-25 bombers off the USS Hornet to conduct one of the most daring raids of the war, the bombing of Tokyo, which avenged the Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. After World War II, we entered the Cold War, the Korean War, and the conflict in Vietnam. Each time, our nation needed the unique skills of air commandos to adapt and defeat a new enemy. Unconventional methods were seen in the jungles of Vietnam with the surface-to-air Fulton recovery system. This system used a harness, self-inflating balloon, and an MC-130E Combat Talon 1 to help retrieve U.S. personnel and bring them home safely. Lieutenant Colonel George Hardy, the first Tuskegee Airman to become a special operator, conducted interdictions along the Ho Chi Minh Trail, piloting the AC-119K Stinger and later commanding the 18 SOS. While the first class of combat controllers graduated in 1953, it wasn't until the late 70s that then Captain John Carney assembled a small ad hoc team of highly skilled controllers known as Brand X. They worked side by side with elite classified counterterrorism units while conducting clandestine operations. Over the years, combat control, rescue, weather, and tactical air control capabilities combined to form the Air Force Special Tactics we know today. Within 2 weeks of the failure of Operation Eagle Claw, AFSOC innovators worked on the Credible Sport project to develop a large military transport short takeoff and landing aircraft capable of landing on a soccer field in the middle of Toronto to rescue hostages. Although the rescue mission was canceled, the MC-130H Combat Talon II would one day be born from these efforts. Chief Michael Lampe was instrumental in Operation Eagle Claw and Urgent Fury, and in 1986 became the first combat controller recognized as one of the 12 Outstanding Airmen of the Year. In 1993, AFSOC forces based in Italy received the call to help with recovery efforts for Commerce Secretary Ron Brown. Before they could complete that operation, civil war broke out in Liberia, and they began conducting a non-combatant evacuation operation, Assured Response. Special operations would be thrown into the forefront and lead the way after our nation was attacked on September 11, 2001. During Operation Enduring Freedom, Combat Controller Sergeant William Markham was an integral part of the famed Triple Nickel in October 2001 to plan, coordinate, and lead close air support reconnaissance against the Taliban. These ops were decisive in supporting the Northern Alliance ground offense and resulted in the successful liberation of the capital city of Kabul. Supporting Operation Unified Response in 2010, Chief Master Sergeant Antonio D. Travis arrived just 30 hours following the 7.0 magnitude earthquake in Haiti and led the largest single runway operation in history. Travis was recognized as one of Time's 100 influential people in the world. In 2018, the Draco 42 aircrew became the first U-28 aircrew to receive the McKay Trophy for their professional abilities and outstanding aerial accomplishments in the counter-VEO fight. Staff Sergeant Alexei Germanovich was awarded the Air Force Cross in 2020 for his actions in Nangarhar Province, Afghanistan. His efforts directly resulted in the protection of over 150 friendly forces and the lethal engagement of 11 separate fighting positions. Today, peer and pacing threats have begun to challenge the world order. Our airmen thrive on taking on something new, something experimental, and making it work for mission success. Just last year, AFSOC tested pelletized munitions with our MC-130Js. We kicked off mission sustainment teams and leapt to the conceptualization of an amphibious-capable MC-130J concept. These pathfinding efforts have found the way for a ready and relevant force of future warfighters. Our air commandos were the first ones into Afghanistan and the last ones out. These stories, these people, these are AFSOC's competitive advantage. These are Air Force heroes, and we carry on the legacy to innovate, accelerate, and thrive. Any place, anywhere, anytime.